So how about this stat, which just blows my mind? And this stat to me sums up the NFL in 2025 and just how topsy-turvy it is. Drake May, Bo Nix, Daniel Jones are a combined 27-7, while Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson by 19-14. Again, that's the Patriots, the Broncos, the Colts, 27-7. The Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens, 19-14. 2 times more losses for those 3 elite quarterbacks and elite teams than the Patriots, the Broncos, and the Colts. Truly remarkable stuff in the NFL this year, and I really think it speaks to where we are at, especially in the AFC. The NFC, I think, is much more simple, cut and dry at the top. The AFC, the best teams don't have the best records, and it's going to make for a fascinating postseason, not only in terms of home field, in terms of who makes it out of the AFC, but also the betting lines. You're going to be seeing a lot of road favorites, most likely, in the AFC postseason. And I think that is going to make for a fascinating discussion. Are you going to be betting on Patrick Mahomes as a road favorite at Indy, at Denver, at New England in the AFC Championship game? Or are you going to be betting on the home dog? It's crazy. A home dog in the AFC Championship game, that's got to be rare. That's got to be rarefied stuff. I'm very excited to watch it play out in the AFC. I think the NFC, again, is a little more cut and dry, but the AFC certainly is fascinating. I got some really positive feedback last week about going through each game and upgrading, downgrading based off of the result, and then talking about my ratings at the end. Glenn, one of the loyal listeners of the podcast, sent me an email. He responded to the newsletter. Reply to the newsletter, guys. It goes in my email inbox. I'll write you a letter back. And he said that was really helpful for him. So we're going to keep doing that. And I do think we'll do it quickly. We're not going to go, labor on each game. But I do think the overall exercise of going through each game and saying this was a real result, I'm upgrading, or this was kind of a skin of their teeth win, I'm just going to leave it flat, or this was Fugazi, I'm downgrading. You really can gauge a real good level of context on these teams by doing this. So let's start with Thursday night. Houston beats the Bills. They were a dog in the game. Obviously, we upgrade Houston. Not a decisive win in the box score. Buffalo actually slightly outgained them yards per play, but Buffalo was a -3 turnover margin, and Josh Allen looks like he's not quite playing to that MVP level. So we definitely downgrade Buffalo, and we upgrade Houston. 8 sacks for Josh Allen in that game. The offensive line for Buffalo, you give credit to Houston. I don't always like when we resort to the negative, even though that gets more clicks. Like, oh, Josh Allen sucked tonight. How about the Texans pass rush is really good? We told you a couple weeks ago, Texans at 6-1 might be a good long shot bet in the division. That's where the price is right now because of their loss to Denver in that game where C.J. Stroud got hurt. But now that Stroud's likely coming back next week and you upgrade Houston and they get the Colts, maybe it's time now to put another shekel on the Texans to win the AFC South, or just bet them to beat the Colts next week. We'll get to the look-ahead lines in just a minute. The Bears beat the Steelers by a field goal. Game landed right on the number. Slight win in the box score for Chicago, but Pittsburgh was a +10 net success rate, and they kind of let Mason Rudolph march it up and down the field. There was a little bit of, defensive issues for Chicago in that game, and the Steelers did, I believe, score at least once defensively. I think they had a special teams touchdown, too. But they were also 3 for 3 in the red zone, like 8 for 14 on third downs. The Chicago defense didn't look great. I didn't upgrade or downgrade either team. I think Pittsburgh gets back Aaron Rodgers next week, so maybe slight upgrade for Pittsburgh next week. Chicago, I think we've reached their peak value. I mean, they're an 8-3 team, and I don't think they're a great 8-3 team. I think they're kind of a soft 8-3, and I think that makes it really hard to upgrade them on a game where they didn't cover the spread. So I think that's where I'm at right now. Unless the Bears really exceed the market expectations, I think it's really tough to continue to upgrade them until their defense improves and until Caleb Williams cleans up some of the stuff that's ailed him. Now, don't get me wrong. I saw a lot of great content this week about what an awesome year Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson are having with the explosive plays and making improvements, and that is a fact. Ben Johnson has had a serious impact on Caleb Williams' development to the positive. He's a much better quarterback this year than he was last year, but he was really bad last year. And so they had a long way to go. And the defense is still not playing like a top 10 unit. So it's hard to, even though, again, their number of wins puts them in the top tier of the NFC, I wouldn't price them like a top tier NFC team. I would still price them in the middle tier. I think I have them right now like 2 or 3 points better than an average team. 2 points better than an average team. Again, they're above average, but they're not elite. I think they're kind of in that middle tier right now, and I wouldn't upgrade them for the win against the Steelers on Sunday.